Gemara in Shabbos passes that the halacha is that we have to light the menorah on the opposite side of the mezuzah, so that we should have the mezuzah on one side and the menorah on the other. It would seem that there's some connection between the menorah and the mezuzah, and we have to understand what connection is there between the menorah and the mezuzah. The yontif of Chanukah is unique from all the Yom Tovim. Every long yontif, Pesach and Sukkot, have a Shabbos, but there is no other yontif that has a Chodesh in it also. And as far as that want to connect this, it's well known that the main decrees that the Greeks had on the Jews were that they were not allowed to have Shabbos, Chodesh, and Milah. So while Milah can't really be arranged to specifically have in Chanukah, though it's nice if it happens, but Shabbos and Chodesh do have an intrinsic connection to Chanukah, and we have to celebrate both that we're able to keep them today when we're not able to, but also that we can appreciate them more now that we had a period where we didn't have them. So perhaps we could use the same concept in explaining what the connection is with the mezuzah. It's well known that the Greeks had decreed that we had the Kistu al Karen Hashar she'en lechem chelek b'Klei Yisrael. You have to write on the horn of an ox that we have no connection to Hashem. The Medrash Chanukah, and it's mentioned also in the Yotzis for the second Shabbos Chanukah, say that there came a period of time where those who didn't want to keep this decree sold their oxen, and therefore the Greeks decreed that they had to write the same statement on their doors, to which those who did not want to have to keep this decree replied by ripping off their doors. So it should not have a place where they can write it. The Rambam holds that the halacha is that a doorway without a door is not obligated in mezuzah. So it comes out that even though the Greeks did not specifically make any decree about mezuzah, but in a roundabout way, due to their decree, whoever ripped off the doorways not to fulfill the decree was also not keeping the mitzvah mezuzah. So perhaps the same way we're allowed to keep Chodesh and Shabbos and Milah, we also were not able to keep mezuzah, and therefore we have to again celebrate the fact that today we have the mitzvah mezuzah. So this definitely brings to mind the many things we take for granted that we didn't have during the times where things were closed at the beginning of this Corona period, and now we can appreciate them more. So I want to single out the Torah Academy, led by our esteemed principal, Rabbi Idstein. We all know how hard it was when school was closed, and the lack of education, the lack of chinuch that our children were missing from that. And we have to truly tell you to Rabbi Idstein, first of all, for the efforts that he put into to keep some level of whatever chinuch was possible while school was closed, and even the fun way. We all remember the programs the school had and the slurpees that were given out at the time to try to keep things fun and interesting despite the situation, but all the more so the efforts that are going on now to keep the school open despite all the hardships involved, and keep chinuch going, and that we should be able to, children should be able to continue learning from him. Something I see as a parent of children in the school, and also as a husband of a teacher in the school, all the efforts that go into this, and also this devotion to every single Talmud. I don't think I'll ever forget when it came a few days after school was closed that we had to come to the school to pick up different papers, and we had the lines of cars there, everything given out in a very socially distanced way, and I had my children in the car and saw Rabbi Idstein crying with emotion that was very surprised to see. He said it's so hard for him to see the children, but he misses them so much for being in school. I'm sure we all knew before that Rabbi Idstein loves the Talmidim, but to see it in that way was something truly remarkable. And we made all the Mesiras Nefesh that Rabbi Idstein and the school put into everything they did for the school be a schus for them and their families that should be able to continue the Beis HaKodesh and be a skill set that may have been made.